first competitor this afternoon in the competition. Can we welcome to the stage, please, Rachel Jowitt. Rachel has followed us all the way up the road from Devon. She works for Owens Coffee Roasters, and she is the roaster and barista trainer for Owens. Yep. So she's roasted a coffee herself today. So judges, if you're ready to come on stage, if you could please come up.
Hi. Thanks. Hello. Hiya. Hi. Thanks. Hello. Hi. Hiya. Thanks.
So Rachel, this is the first time you've been on a stage, but I think you know the drill, don't you?
Yes,
yeah,
I think so.
If you can remember to raise your hand, start the clock, and raise it at the end of your presentation to stop it as well.
Okay.
We'll give you time checks at 5, 10, and then when you've got 2 minutes left, 1 minute left and 30 seconds.
Okay.
So, hope you enjoy it. Best of luck.
Thank you.
So when you're ready.
Okay. Whew, right. Time? Good morning, afternoon even. I'm Rachel from Owens Coffee Roasters in Devon. I'd like to talk to you today about a wonderful coffee that I've been working with from southern Peru. It's called Tunky Coffee. Tunky Coffee is grown by a cooperative of indigenous farmers in the Puno region of Peru. It's washed coffee. It's shade grown, which means it grows slower, so it produces much more delicate flavours. It has more time to grow. I really wanted to use an organic coffee here today because at our roastery we only use organic beans. These beans in southern Peru are grown at an altitude of 16 to 1800 metres high. It's this altitude and the fact that it's a washed coffee that gives it a high acidity and a clean, crisp taste. Tunky coffee really fitted the bill for us. I know it as a filter coffee at the roastery. We take it to a medium roast just to enhance all those beautiful bright flavours with a hint of chocolate. But to brew it as espresso today, I really wanted to get a bit more body from it. So to start with, I just roasted it slightly darker. This really worked. The sweetness came out, the chocolate tones had a real depth to them, but we lost the brightness from the filter that we love so much. So the next step was to combine both the roast profiles to get the best of both of the roasts. So we cupped many different ratios of these. It's almost like a blend, I suppose. And the one I'm going to serve you today is my favourite one. It's a 60-40 blend of the darker roast to the lighter roast. And I felt that it just produced a much more complex and balanced cup of espresso. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice bit of support for Rachel. Remember that competitors are producing 12 drinks, 4 espressos, 4 cappuccinos and 4 signature drinks. They can present those to the judges in any order. You'll probably notice there are 7 judges on the stage. Sitting at the table, you have 4 sensory judges. And the 2 who are following Rachel around at the moment, bowing and ducking and in unison, are technical judges. We also have a head judge who manages the whole process and ensures the judging is consistent and accurate.
judges, I'd like you to notice the hazelnut crema on top. It's really rich. And just before you take a sip, I'd like you just to take in the floral aroma of this coffee. It's really beautiful. When you take a sip, you'll have a very bright espresso. You'll get lots of citrus tones. It will taste like oranges, and then followed by that deep chocolate body. It's a slightly medium-bodied coffee, and it's got a very smooth end to it. It's very clean.
Let's give Rachel a round of applause for those 4 espressos. Thank you. Judges now assessing those espressos, looking at the persistence of the crema. That means if you move it around, it should reform nicely on top of the coffee. Then tasting the espresso. Looking for a good balance between the sweetness, acidity, and bitterness of the coffee. And also trying to identify the particular characteristics of the coffee that Rachel's described.
Now, judges, you'll notice with the addition of milk, this coffee will become almost malty. The sweetness comes through, and the chocolate is still there as well.
Give Rachel a bit of a support for those first 2 cappuccinos. Thank you. So all of you sitting there who are watching this, probably not quite aware of how daunting it can be to come up here and present and make coffees for these judges and in front of a crowd. There are a few competitors sitting on the steps, and I think they know very well.
Now, the milk I chose to use today is Rodder's milk, which is a Cornish milk. I had a chat with him the other day, and he seems to think that his cows have the most consistent fat content in their milk. And this is obviously great for steaming. So that's why I chose it, as well as being quite local to where we are.
Rachel, that's just coming up to 10 minutes, 5 remaining.
Thank you. Now, for my signature drink, I wanted to enhance all the natural flavours in the coffee. I didn't want to weigh it down because it's such a clean and light coffee. So I wanted to play on the sweetness and the bright citrusy tones of the coffee. So I've decided to make a salt caramel. Salt works obviously really well with caramel. It helps to really enhance the sweetness, and there's something about it that just really works well. Obviously, I don't want to give you a salty signature drink, but a very tiny amount of this salt caramel really helps to round out the coffee, give you a little bit of extra sweetness there. I'm then going to give you some orange to play with. So I'll just go and warm up my caramel and get it started.
So the judges, when they're assessing the cappuccinos, assess firstly the visual presentation of the cappuccinos, and baristas can use either the traditional monk's head of presentation, which is the brown circle around a white milk top, or latte art. But in particular, looking for a nice persistence in the microphone. So you'll probably notice I'm pushing the foam around with a small spoon. And then they're also then tasting the coffee, looking for a good balance between the sweet and rich taste of the milk mixed with the coffee, and against the notes they've taken about the characteristics that the baristas told them they'll expect.
Now I'm just going to put about 1/4 teaspoon of this caramel into the bottom of the cup.
2 minutes, Rachel.
2 minutes. And then I'm going to just brew the espresso on top of the caramel so it all combines quite well together.
Rachel, that's just coming up to 14 minutes, 1 minute remaining.
Okay.
30 seconds, Rachel.
Okay, judges, if you just have a little stir of the espresso there, just to mix in that caramel. And then I'll give you a piece of orange for you just to rub around the edge of the cup. And this will act as almost mimicking the floral aroma of the coffee and enhancing the citrus notes of the coffee as well. And then the caramel will just help to round it off nicely. Thank you. Time.
Great big round of applause, please. Rachel, could you come away from the stage? Rachel, come over this way.
It goes so quick.
It does go so quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Time absolutely flies up here.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have you practiced that and done it within time?
100 times over, and it's just all gone.
Yeah.
And I forgot.
I think it came across very well, so I don't think you should put yourself into that position. I'm not sure quite how far over time it went, but a little bit. But other than that, how was it?
It went okay. I'm really annoyed at myself because I've forgotten the soda to go with the signature drink. I just didn't have enough time just to get it all done.
But your shots, were you happy with the espressos?
I was happy with them. Yeah, that's good.
Okay,
yeah.
And cappuccinos?
Yeah, they were okay.
Yeah, you pleased with that?
Yeah.
I mean, just tell us a little bit more, just for the people in the audience, because you told me quite a bit about how you really played with this coffee to try and really understand it and get the best out of it. Because I think that's quite interesting for people to think that you'd actually use one coffee but roast sort of two sections of it differently and then combine them.
Yeah.
So just explain to people what that's about, because it's quite interesting.
Well, we obviously have Tunky Coffee as a filter coffee at our roastery, and for filter coffees you tend to roast them, a bit lighter, so you get the best, tones out of the beans that you've just bought. So to brew it as espresso, it didn't quite have enough body roasted at that level. So rather than blending it with another coffee, which is the usual thing to do, we decided to see if we could get a bit more body out of it by roasting it darker and combining the two.
Yeah, okay, and it's obviously worked. You're very happy with that. You seem to be quite enthusiastic about it, which is great. I mean, again, just for people here, you're relatively you haven't been in coffee for that long, have you? Because I first met you serving in a restaurant.
Yeah. I've been around. I've worked in many restaurants.
And then you joined Owens Coffee, a year and a half ago?
Yeah, a year ago, I suppose.
A year ago.
Yeah.
But you've sort of come this far, that quickly, so which is quite incredible, really, isn't it? You've obviously got a real sort of interest and sort of passion for roasting the coffee as well as making it.
Yeah, I love it. And roasting the coffee has just opened you up to a whole other world. It's really interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Well, very well done, Rachel. I know it's the first time you've been here. And it does take a lot, believe me, to come up here for the first time and present in front of both the judges and all these people, isn't it? It's quite a big task, daunting task. Very well done. Another great big round of applause, please, for Rachel. Thank you.